hang out and wait to not write books on here? Is that what we're doing?
Well, I think the people who follow you are generally largely authors.
So I'm crafting this hell of my own creation.
Yeah. And by the way, I love that you are doing this. Like, how cool. I saw it pop up on my desktop notifications, which I want to figure out how to turn off, by the way, because it turns out that it's annoying. But
I'm with you.
I saw Chris Brogan, what do you sell? I'm like, that's got to be a fascinating conversation. And it turns out that it's even better than I thought it was going to be. So this is why you're an icon, you stud. This is
any day that I could be better than you thought I was going to be is my best day ever, Julia. So you are kind of hard to nail down to one thing because, you know, I would say you're in that people consider it sometimes a negative to say life coach. So I don't even know if I should say that, but you're helping people live better. How do you explain what you sell?
So actually I'm the author of an Amazon best-selling book. It's called The Entrepreneur's Guide to Sleaze-Free Selling.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of the things that I sell. And then I've got a coaching project that's called How to Heal Your Sales Wounds. So I talk to people about how to sell their stuff better. And the way that I do it is by taking people on a profound inner, I'll even say shamanic journey to discover their most self-limiting beliefs about money, about success, and about how to sell stuff. Because I find that a lot of people think that selling is gross. And it's not. Selling actually is a service. That's the tritest thing you can ever say, but it really, really is. So I'm helping people to find that heart space where they can connect with people rather than the head space where they're trying to force somebody to do something like buy their stuff.
So I love that because I am forever and constantly in a scenario where I'm having to, like you, explain to people, you know, selling isn't so bad, right? Selling turns out to be a reasonably important part of life. As long as people are seeking the thing you're selling and as long as you're pretty straightforward in what you're selling. Why? I think that we mostly get afraid of selling because we've had so many great negative experiences with it. Is that really what gets us there? Or what do you think?
Yeah, actually, yeah. And so I've developed my understanding of 6 primary sales wounds. And sales wound number 3 is the selling wound. And the primary statement of the selling wound or limiting belief is that selling is a game of getting people to buy my stuff who really don't want to. So it's about manipulation. It's about tactics. It's about like putting one over on somebody. And then sales wound number 4 is actually the anti-selling wound, which a lot of people revert to because they say, I do not want to be pushy, obnoxious, and rude, so I'm just not going to sell anything at all. And that's where you get people who are undercharging for their services, who are giving their stuff away, who are going out of business, quite frankly, because they refuse to sell stuff. A lot of authors actually are that way because our creations, our books, our words, it feels like, well, if I have to sell it, then it must not have any value. Because if people say this all the time, I just want people to buy my stuff because it's good. Like, well, dream on, Cinderella.
Right.
You know?
Sometimes it's a packaging scenario too. One of the things that I've been thinking about a lot lately is that, someone can make an amazing candy bar, but if you hand it to me in a baggie, I'm probably not going to eat it. It probably needs a package. So I think that a lot of times with our selling, we don't necessarily poise the storyline well that they understand why they're buying. Or I think a lot of times we get a lot too fast into the selling part and not too much into the qualifying part. I suppose that's also what you're doing to help people de-sleaze their selling.
Yeah, totally. So like the other day I was talking to somebody she sells to designers, like at the Merchandise Mart and stuff. And so she went to, and like one of the things that she was selling was she had a selection of leather fabrics for the season. And so she wants to find people, designers who are doing a lot of work in leather. And so she was going in and talking and like asking, do you do much in leather? And if the person says, yes, I have some leather coming out for my fall designs, she says, great, let me sell you my leather stuff. And it's like, no. You've got to ask them like 4 more questions. Like, first of all, when you say, yes, I'm using a lot of leather, what does that mean? Second of all, just because you're using a lot of leather doesn't mean that you need my leather. You already have a leather supplier. There's a bunch of other questions. And I think, Chris, the main reason that people don't ask those questions is because most people are unwilling to hear no. If the answer to a question might be no, they don't ask it. Or they're unwilling to hear it when the answer comes. No, I don't need it. I don't want it. Not right now. I've already got somebody, et cetera, et cetera. It's too crushing. They can't deal with the no.
That's, I think, part of the deal. So your name is Julia Kline. I could go to juliakline.com or intuitivebusinesswoman.com and I can pick up this book, Sleaze Free Selling, which if you're smart enough to be an Amazon Unlimited Kindle user, you can actually even get for free from Unlimited, because that's awesome. So thank you today. Thank you so much for your time and for being part of this.
Thank you, Chris. This is really great that you're doing this. Appreciate it very much.